Welcome back to Cobble Chaos. It's another day in the shop, and I'm tired. So we've been hammering away on the old C10 pretty hard, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do today, but I got to do something. So I'm kind of thinking, since we did this gas door on this side, I might go ahead and jump over and do that side. And I don't know, maybe just get, and then this box is pretty much done. I do have another tailgate that I might put on here. But yeah, I kind of think that would cross off a big bulk of material that I don't got to look at no more. So let's take a look and just see what we got over there. So, feeling lazy as I am, this tailgate would be pretty easy to swap out with the other one, and that's just a matter of spray painting it. I might, if I put another one on there, do these letters in white. Again, try and blend it all in with the truck so it looks the same. It's not perfect, but it definitely is way better than this. So I might go pull that off and grab that. I got a little bit of daylight, so do that maybe. The rest of this quarter back here is in pretty good shape. I don't know what that is. But yeah, we'll grind that out and see what we got there. This side definitely has more, but again, these are two spots that there's fender braces, so I'm hoping it's the same as the other side. I'll grind out all this mud, see what's under there, and I'm assuming somebody this started blistering, and somebody probably just beat it in with a hammer and packed it full of Bondo, as a lot of people did back in the day. So we'll find out what's hiding under there. Right in here, we got kind of a big, I don't know, kind of a big wave in there. We'll have to get that out, and we got another gas door to deal with. So now that the other side turned out as good, this side hopefully will go the same way, and we can cross all this off the list. But this seems kind of a no-brainer for today. Like I say, I'm pretty brain fogged. It was kind of a late night getting the other side done. So I kind of think this will be a way to ease my way in the day, and we'll kind of see where we end with this. If we have extra credit, then maybe we'll start on a floor, or we could always start figuring out what we got to do in here. This is kind of the same as the other side. This rocker isn't as rotted out as the other one was, but I'm just going to do it the same way. Same thing, it needs a channel, needs a part under there. But that is a lot of extra credit. So I think now I'm just going to deal with the task at hand and kind of find out what we got to do with this box. So let's get going. I think first thing on my list that I'm going to do is clean out all this Bondo, get that, and grind this out and just find out what we got going on back here. That seems kind of easy and yeah, a good way to get going before I start laying on my floor and beating on dents and eating sparks. So let's go ahead, open this up, see what's hiding under here, and let's deal with it. Well, this is pretty much what I suspected. We're off to a pretty good start, actually. So this I'll just do a little piece and patch in. It's just right where that was double walled in there. It rotted it out. So we'll get that patched in. Somebody at one point actually did patch this, and it's rotted out since. But all that Bondo was this is just overlaid, and it's actually quite a bit higher. But they just were smearing that in to try and blend her in. And then back here, this is everybody's favorite glue, brass. Somebody brazed up, I'm assuming these were holes to the big wraparound bumpers that came on these trucks, and they come around, and then they usually had a tab, and there's like two holes that bolt them to the box side. So, this one's in amazing shape if it did have that, because those things always hit stuff, and it always pushed in the corner of the bed. Maybe that's what happened to the other side. But this actually feels really good. I'll dolly a little bit down in here. I'm going to grind this brass just a little bit more, and we're going to call that good. So that's pretty much a freebie. And these two here, we know how to deal with those already. So we're going to pop those in, and yeah, I think we're going to be in good shape. Well, it took me just a couple minutes to just tidy this thing up. Feels good on the hands. And then I just kind of feathered out my paint there. And some of this stuff is kind of a mental thing, you know, and it's kind of like I've got more to do on here, but just to kind of give me a visual and feel like a win, I'm going to go ahead and just spray a little paint on this thing, and then it's done, and I'm not looking at it. And it's like I say, some of this stuff, it keeps you motivated when you feel like you're making progress. This will make this disappear. and I'll forget about it in about an hour that I even did that. And it crosses things off the list. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, I'll spray a little etch prime on this thing, and we'll give her a little faux patina. All right, out of sight, out of mind. And now we can move on to these two little pieces. I dug up some scrap steel. This has just got a little curve in it, so I'll just kind of bend it and get it fit in there, and we'll zap those things in. So yeah, we're making some good progress already. And this definitely, like I say, it's a good mental thing. It just crosses something off the list. So take the wins when you can get them. Alrighty, so I got a little piece made here, and I just use this bed edge to just kind of give it a little bit of a radius. I just kind of pushed on it. It's a little small piece, and it'll fit right here in this fender. And I got everything all traced out, and yeah, I'll just cut this thing out, and I'm sure it'll be a little bit of kind of just pushing and moving things around to get everything to lap in nice, but I don't want to go too much further this way because it's starting to dive down, and I'd have to start trying to make this weird bend curve. So that's about far that way as I can go, but that'll get all the rust out. I'm pretty, because that bracket ends right here, and it's, you can just tell that this piece right here, that's a brace that goes up to the inside of the box and just supports this fender. And so right there is where it ends, and right there is where it ends. So this is just where dirt collected. So it should be pretty good metal, even this close to it right out here. So we'll cut it open and we're going to find out. So you can see there's the brace right there, and the way that rust was the exact width of that. So yeah, so this is good and solid on both sides here. We'll fit our piece in there and tack her up in there. All right, we got this one all tacked in. It's fitting real good. We're gonna go ahead and burn this thing in. Again, go patient, polka dot around, same old business. This one's gonna be a little more involved. It's actually kind of wrapping under the fender. I might have to pull the tire off just to get in there good, but we'll see when we get to it. But right now, we are about 70% done with this one, so let's finish it. That is all welded in. I didn't film it because it's pretty much the same as anything, but yeah, we got this lips looking good. Doesn't have any warping going on or anything, so we'll grind these up and see how it turned out. Hopefully it blended in. I'll take it. So that is done. And again, for my mental stability, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna paint it. And like I say, we're banging this thing out. It's kind of crazy how this truck's coming along, but yeah, we'll go from here over to here and see if this one goes as well. Well, we are looking way better than we started. So that one's all patched up. I just got to do this one. It'll be a little more involved. It's going to wrap around and go underneath, but pretty much same principle. Cut it out, replace it. So yeah, then we're just left with this kind of big dent here. There's a brace going from here up to the bottom of the box. I may need to pull that out. It doesn't look bent or anything, so it might be where it needs to be, and this just needs to come out, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, when we're done with this, I'm gonna whack that thing out, and then we get to move on to this fun little project. But then this box is done, so we are just blowing through this thing. It's not often you get projects like this that just bang out. I mean, I don't know what it is with this truck. I think it wants to be out on the road, and I think it wants to be reborn. So yeah, things are just clipping right along with this truck. So maybe it's a sign. I don't know. But anyway, I'm loving it because projects don't usually go this fast. So again, when you kind of take the element of perfection, I mean, yeah, you want it to be right. You want it to be nice, but it's also the months and months of blocking and priming. And this whole channel is about get your car out and enjoy it and work on it as you can. Like I say, this is not a finished product by any means, but we could go cruise around on this, and I guarantee this truck's going to get some respect when somebody finishes it. So, and even as it rolls out of here, compared to what it was, yeah, I've been into this a couple days. I've given myself 2 weeks to knock out pretty much all the metal work and anything else I can do. And in 2 weeks, you could go from the difference of, you know, what you brought home to something that's pretty presentable. So give it a try. And like I say, it's like there's a lot of people probably frown on what I'm doing. This isn't the mainstream, you know, hot rod stuff. It's real world, you know. So we got budgets, we got limited time, but we want what we want. So make it happen. Alrighty, so this one's going to be a little bit harder, and it's in this radius here. So to get this shape and then wrap it under, you got to like shrink the inside of this, and it's just a small part. I'm not going to worry about it too much. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this outer piece, and then I can just simply make a piece that rolls along underneath here, and I'll just weld the two right on this lip, and it should blend in. So trying to pound all this out and shrink that little bit and everything, it's going to take too long, and it takes a few minutes just to zap, zap, zap across there and weld two together, and it'll be the same thing when we're done. So same as I did on the one we just did here, I'm gonna make a little piece that is about this big and cut this out and start patching it in. So yeah, let's get this going. So I have no idea what this radius is in here, but I just was using the top of this bed and kind of judging by where my piece is going to sit, try and figure out where I want to put a little crease in this, and I just kind of was just mushing it around and just kind of roll that in there. And you can kind of tweak it when you're welding it in and stuff. And I don't know, I just get it in there, see how it fits. And we're a little twisted, but it's not a big deal. I don't use a lot of real crazy tools. I do if I have to, but I'm lazy, and usually that means having to go out and unbury it from the back of the shop or something. But this is probably close enough. Once I get all this junk out of here, I can fine tune it as I fit it in. But this is kind of on a curve, so I kind of made it a little bit more of an angle here, and I can roll this edge a little more if I need to work it down in here. So but again, just kind of before you cut anything out, get it to roughly fit, and then fine tune it when you're fitting it up before you weld it, and it's pretty easy. And then the bottom's just going to be just a flat roll. So anyway, I'm going to probably cut this out and fit this in a little better. All right, so this is kind of sitting in there now, and the way this goes around the corner here, I kind of did my line a little bit, so hopefully it'll go around. I'm going to work this with a hammer a little bit. I'll probably end up tacking this up here. I just went over to my table and I just marked this line here, and I rolled that edge just a little bit to get it in here. And what I got to replace underneath is only about, I don't know, 1/4 inch or so. I probably could have done this in one piece, but I already made this. So, but anyway, I think I can get this tacked in and stuff, and I'll be able to get across the top and the sides. And then yeah, you just got to kind of work these in and just get everything to fit in there right, and that's not too hard. So we'll do that, and then I'll just slice that little bit out of the bottom, and we'll make that. It's just going to be like a, I don't know, a little 1/4 or 3/8 wide little strip that's going to go under there. So but yeah, this thing is moving right along also. Well, I'm kind of tacked in. I got a little bit of a gap there, but I kind of got most of this tacked around, and I just kind of worked it down, got everything formed in, and then this line, I'm kind of working with my hammer as I go to kind of try and get it to curve in a little bit, and just kind of working that down, and then as it wraps around, I can finish this edge. So once this is all rigid on both sides, I should be able to just kind of beat and curl this together and get everything to meet up nice and tight. So I'm going to keep tacking and working, and we'll get this thing fit in here. We are finally welded in, and so far the line looks pretty good. We'll grind her out and see how it blends in, and this will be done. So yeah, I'm gonna clean this up and see what I got. You know what time it is? It's time to paint this thing. So yeah, it welded in pretty nice. We got the lip, looks pretty decent. Again, a little skin of mud and stuff. It'll fix up any little imperfections. Sometimes, like, people tend to, when you get a little halo like this or something around your welds, and people want to grind those out. Well, it ends up, you know, obviously your metal's not at the right height, so this is most likely going to be a little bit low through here. And if you grind that all out, this will be paper thin. And I don't know, I've done it before where I kept trying to fade it all out and make it to where my welds don't show, and you'll end up like cutting out so much that, you know, you'll see a few pinholes and you go to weld it and you'll find out now you've got about a 1/4 inch wide of paper thin metal that just blows holes, and you end up having to repatch what you just patched. So and like this, it's like, it's, you can barely feel it, but it doesn't really want to sand out. So it's like, again, a little skin coat of mud on it and a little fine tuning, and this thing will be pretty much good to go. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. This line could get worked a little bit more. It's, I don't know, got a little peak here, but overall, I think, again, for what I'm doing with this thing, it's tunable and definitely body workable. So rust is gone. This little blister's out of here. No more rust up here, and yeah, we're doing good. So I'm gonna spray this thing, and then we're gonna move up to here and here. So most likely here. What an improvement. So yeah, we got all that welded in. All this has all been to the paint booth, and yeah, concourse we are not, but yet I don't think I've ever seen a C10 at Pebble Beach. So anyway, that is done, and that stuff, that little fun stuff like that, kind of motivates you to move on, you know. And it's one of those things. We banged out a couple little things to kind of build up some steam, and I'm gonna move to this dent and see if I can get that worked out. I don't really want to do that gas hole, but I'm here and I may as well, and I think I still got some time to do it. So we'll see what it takes to get this dent out of here, and hopefully we can get this. It'd be really good to have this whole box done tonight, so I'm gonna try. Alrighty, well, I went ahead, I got the gas door prepped. I took the little aluminum shroud that was on it off, and I pulled this trim piece off. This is all pretty much the same as I did on the other side. We got a pretty good dent here. There's actually a pretty good crease here, and it kind of fades out down into here. And again, this may transition into some warping issues up there. We're not sure yet, but I can about guarantee it. But anyway, we're gonna, if I push this out down in through here and start tapping this down, again, this high will go in, and that metal's gonna want to come out here, and we'll get our belly back in it. And you can see right here, the bottom lip is creased a little bit. So we'll get this working out, and as that comes out, this can go up, and again, that'll all help hold that form. So again, it's just reading these dents. If I just get in and just start pounding on this and not giving it a spot for it to go, you'll just flatten and stretch, and you'll create more work. This should, by doing this, I'm not going to be pounding, you know, I'm not hammer and dollying. I'm going to apply pressure here and hammer this down, and as this flattens out, this will come out, and you can feel it as you're doing it. But it's just knowing where the metal needs to go. So I went years and nobody really taught me this stuff. You know, it was just kind of like make it flat, and I didn't know how to do this. And you know, everything I did was oil canned, and you just pack it full of Bondo and it was good enough. But you can get a lot closer when you kind of know how to work these dents and know where to put the metal. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start working this seam and pushing this out, and see if we can get this thing to conform a little bit. So I think first thing I'm going to do is pull this out and bring this up and try and get this line pretty well even. It may have a little dish because we got this going on, but as long as this is here, it's going to be fighting us a little bit. So, I mean, you can pull this out, but it's going to want to crease if I just pull it. So, again, it's going to be holding tension and roll this thing back up to where it needed to go. We will, and again, I'm not going to metal on metal this. I want it kind of just back areas I want to move. There's a brace right here, and it's got a little, you know, it's kind of a double wall thing. That might. So that helped out a little bit, but we still got a bit of a dish in there. So we're gonna have to start working this out, and right there we just got a lot of that. So now we're getting our shape back. We can start working this. This is dished in here, so I'm going to apply pressure from the inside here out and start tapping this down. And for right now, we don't need the big boy no more. So that's kind of hard. You'd think after all the stuff I've done doing this, I'd have bought a hoist by now, but why do that when you can buy more car parts? So, and again, I'm not using my dolly on here. I'm using my dolly to push on this and just give me something to apply pressure with. And just like that, I mean, it's already coming right out. And then there's a little bit, that dent is almost gone. I'll dolly this a little bit, but I'm going to apply more pressure to the inside of it, so when this wants to go down, it'll push right there. Get my fingertips on. And just keep checking it. So we're dipping right in here. As you can see, there's a halo right there still. So I'll push out. And we're getting there. It's following. It kind of starts showing itself when you can look at the light. There we go. I hope you can see that on the camera, but you can't hardly see anything in there. I can feel in here we got a bit of a crease, so we're just going to keep chasing this down, but we're already way ahead of schedule. So as this whole truck's been. Yeah, we got really good shape there. The only thing is now, this is just a little bit, got something weird going. Almost looks like it's out up here. Yeah, that's pushed out. So I'm going to flatten this lip a little bit more. Hopefully we can get that in as I pull this out, and then we'll recurl the lip. Yeah, this is going to be kind of hard with this line here, and then we almost got to unfold that lip because that's giving a ton of strength right there. We're getting it better. Oh, that did a lot. Yeah. I'm liking it. There it is. I don't know, this truck is crazy. There's our bottom line. It was dished way in, and we got that where our dents were. We are pretty much dent free. This, what you see here, is a reflection of the floor there somewhere. I don't know if I put this there. Slide my mat over, but yeah. I have no clue what is going on with this truck. I honestly have never done a project that just is like, this is like that movie Christine. I think this thing's working on itself when I go in at night, because this just does not happen. So I'm real comfortable with that. It's it's pretty crazy. So yeah, I can't believe that. So I guess I'm gonna move on to this. I gotta straighten that lip under there a little bit. So I'll put that back in, and then I guess we're welding in a door. That just blows my mind. All right, so I got all that bottom straightened up. I don't even know if I'm even gonna paint this. These little marks almost kind of look natural on it, and I don't know. That's just dust over here, I think, or you know, I'm adding more dust. But again, I am absolutely blown away. You can actually see reflection, and yeah. So yeah, I might spray a little on there. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna do the same as I did last night. We're gonna put a gas door in here, and yeah, hopefully that goes the way the rest of this truck's gone. Alrighty, I got a little piece cut out. Same, same formula as the last one. I'm gonna stick this in the hole, pull it out, trace it around, and we're gonna weld this in. So I don't want to get overly confident, but I'm overly confident right now. So I don't know, but let's get on with this. I might be able to go to bed early tonight. Alrighty, we are traced out. I threw my little X up there, so I know that it's gonna go into that corner, and that's the pattern we need. Obviously this square isn't cut very straight, you know, so but the way I trace this, these little goofy lines ought to line right up, and we're good to go. So I'm gonna cut it out and see how it fits. The universe is on my side tonight. This thing's gonna fit right in here. I'm gonna grab my welding clamps and we will clamp this thing up and hopefully start burning. Alrighty, we are all clamped in. I'm pretty happy with it. Little bit of a fat gap up there, but we'll deal with that. Again, slow and patient. But I think the next step is to start tacking this thing in. Well, that took a little more than the rest of this did, or the other side. It did some goofy stuff down in here. I've got it pretty all right. It's a little bit wavy, but I am cramping up, and I don't know. Again, I'm probably going to end up taking this box off of here. I could flip it upside down, and I can get in and hammer and dolly this a lot easier than I can barely. My elbow is right at the bottom of this. And my fingertips are pretty much up there, just barely being able to back the dolly and stuff. So I got it pretty decent, though. I'm going to go ahead and probably hit it with the DA and hit it with a little rattle can. And I may prime it again or something and just kind of do a little, maybe I can do a little more fine tuning with the dolly. But I say it feels pretty all right. There's just a few lumps just down in this area here. Naturally, I'm creeping down into the little logo I want to keep. But yeah, it is what it is. I kind of figured with what we had over here, something was going to give, and yeah, it's always right there. And it's funny, the other side did the same thing. It just wanted to put a little belly right there. So I tried to weld this one a little differently, thinking maybe the heat would transfer and do something different, but apparently not. So anyway, I'm going to dust this, and maybe I'll just hit it with my DA and kind of see what I have for high spots and pick a few of them out. So we are almost done, though. Well, we are ending this evening on a very good note. This is finally done. We got our rust repaired, a big dent that magically disappeared. I don't know how that happened, and basically a nothing back here. So this box side, basically this whole box is done. I was hoping to swap the tailgate out, but that's easy enough. So I'll probably pull that off tomorrow because I am tired. But this is, I'm down to just a little bit of stuff left on the cab. I still got to locate a fender and possibly 2 doors. So, I don't know, but we're cooking right along. And this was kind of it was a good project for tonight. I'm tired, didn't feel like thinking too much. That gas door did definitely challenge me more than the other side did. It didn't turn out quite as nice, but it's, yeah, you can still kind of see it in there, but it's still just a little bit lumpy down there. But for, again, what we're doing with this thing, I think we're good enough. So, yeah, I splattered a little paint and feathered things in, and hopefully it looks kind of like nobody's ever done anything with this thing. So, yeah, what a good night. Well, how awesome is that? This just went entirely too good. And, you know, stay humble, because I got a little arrogant up here and was like, you know, I'm just going to blow this thing in there. And I did have to fight it. I didn't record much of it. It's the same thing as what I did on the other side. But, I don't know, I had a little bit of warpage in there and stuff. And again, it just kind of, as soon as I started putting heat on it, it started wanting to make a belly, just like the other side did. But this side was worse, and it took quite a bit to fight to get it out of there. But we're good now. But yeah, so I don't... I don't know what the deal is with this truck. I don't know that I've ever done a project that has just gone like this. I mean, knock on wood, because something's bound to bite me. I don't know. If it don't, I mean, this truck definitely wants to be on the road. It is helping me to help it, and it's just kind of unbelievable. That dent right there, I've never done that. I don't know how. But I mean, there's not a wave in it. It turned out really well. So, and that took like 5 minutes. And I mean, for as big as that was and the creases and everything it had, it just disappeared. So, like I say, I might call this thing Christine. I don't know, or Lucky. I might put an 8-ball shifter in this thing or something, because it's definitely on our side. So, anyway, simple little projects, a little bit here, a little bit there. Every evening I'm out here, we're crossing stuff off, and we've taken this thing so far from something that has no hope to there's a glimmer of hope. So yeah, I got notification today that what I thought was going to be today, my cab corners, they're not going to be here till Sunday. So, which out here means Monday, Tuesday. So it's hard to say, but I still got a rocker panel, I still got floor pans, I got cab mounts. So we have no shortage of things to do, but we're crossing things off. And like I say, I gave myself 2 weeks to try and get all this stuff done. And I think I'm going to make it. So we might have time to do a few bonus things or something too. So I don't know. But at this rate, we'll be done tomorrow. So anyway, stay tuned for more. Yeah, we're going to hammer this thing out and most likely do this rocker panel tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.